Mr. Desmond Chu.
Mr. Speaker, hiring an FTW who works and lives in the household is a major commitment on the part of the employer. It could be detrimental to the FTW to be brought into Singapore for short-term respite support where she may encounter uncertainty about the duration of work or when the employer's needs change suddenly. The FTW might also not earn enough to repay the agency fees or loans she has taken in order to come to Singapore to work. To help families with short-term options, MOM introduced the Household Services Scheme, HSS, in 2017, which allows foreign workers to provide domestic services such as cleaning to households. While they may be deployed to specific households for a short period of time, the foreign workers under HSS are employed full-time by the service providers and on longer duration contracts. Families caring for the elderly and who require short-term care options can also tap on respite care services available at senior care centres or nursing homes. For younger children, families may engage childcare centres or student care centres on a suitable care arrangement that meets their needs, which may also include short-term care.
Melvin Ong.
Thank the SPS for her answer. I have two questions. One, why is the work permit for foreign domestic workers fixed at 2 years? Will MOM consider reviewing this permit term duration? I think my second question is, I find that the household services scheme rather interesting, rather novel, but it's currently confined only to cleaning services. Can MOM actually consider extending this pilot scheme to perhaps caregiving as well? Household who require caregiving services?
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the member, Mr. Melvin Yong, for his two supplementary questions. On the first question on the time duration of the work permit, the FTW's work permit is set at 2 years to provide certainty and stability to both the FTW and also the employer. Why? Because 2 years is set, taking into consideration the resources and also the efforts that both the FTW and the employer must invest to make this employment relationship work. For example, the FTW obviously need time for her to earn enough to repay the fees that needs to be paid to the employment agency. Now also the employer also need time to train the FTW, so that's why it's set at 2 years period. On the second question about the household services scheme, it was piloted in September 2017 to provide cleaning support, cleaning services for employers who want short-term, who want such support services. And we are always reviewing to see how we can improve it. So I want to assure Mr. Melvin Yong and also Mr. Desmond Chu, who filed the PQ, that MOM is prepared to consider including companies which provide caregiving services and perhaps even short-term respite care with MOH support, and also if there are proof points to show that there is indeed industry demand.
Mr. Lewison.
Could I just ask SPS also whether we can consider providing some subsidies for the household services scheme? Because I understand the cost is quite high. In a similar way that we provide subsidies for the foreign worker levy, can we consider such subsidies also for the household services scheme?
I want to thank the member, Mr. Louis Ng, for the questions. Currently, the concession that is tagged to the FTW obviously is really designed to cater to family with young kids and also family that also have elderly to care for their needs. And as we review how we can improve the household services scheme, we need to bear in mind how we are designing it to provide the support for families who have sandwich needs. That means sandwich families where they have younger kids and elderlies.